Hi, welcome to my first try at video blogging. We'll see how this works and see if it continues. I just wanted to do kind of a basic introduction today. I know some of y'all that are watching know me in real life, but some of y'all that are watching might not. So just a little bit about me. My name is Cece. If you see on my blog, I go by Lorelei Cece, and also on Twitter, I do that as well. Behind that is the fact that I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan, and Lorelei's my favorite character. So I was joining a website one day, and we had to pick a username, and I wanted something different than I typically used. So I took Lorelei and put it in front of my initials of Cece, and that's how Lorelei Cece was born. I'm 33 years old. I've been married for 13 years to my wonderful husband, Russell, and we have an 11-year-old daughter, Damaris. We also have had 3 miscarriages, and our children, Jordan, Micah, and Noah, are in heaven waiting for us, and we look forward to that reunion one day. We live in Houston, Texas. Have lived here for about 18 months, about a year and a half now. We moved here so that I could do a chaplaincy residency. I work at 2 hospitals here in Houston, one an adult hospital with a primary focus on heart issues, but they do everything at the hospital. I've seen pretty much everything you can imagine. I also work at a children's hospital where I also get pretty much everything you can imagine. At the children's hospital right now, I primarily work with patients in the neonatal ICU. And at the adult hospital, I work with a ICU, kind of a general medicine ICU, and also with hepatology floor. But as a chaplain resident, I'm in my 2nd year now. The residencies last a year long, and I applied and was accepted to stay a 2nd year at the same hospitals. And I'm the only 2nd year resident at the hospitals I'm at, which kind of makes it fun and interesting. But I lost where I was at. As a resident, we are responsible for providing 24-hour a day, 7 days a week coverage to both hospitals. So we rotate. Thankfully, right now, we have a huge group of interns who help us. There's 6 residents, 5 others besides me, and so we all take turns. Right now, since we have such a big group of interns, I only am on call maybe a couple times a month, but there have been months where I've been on up to 5 times a month. And when I'm on call, I can't leave the hospital property. I respond to all codes, all traumas. We're called for most deaths, and then we're called for random other things, communion, prayer, baptisms, you name it, we get called for it. So that keeps me incredibly busy. Russ is also a chaplain resident. He's at a hospital down the street from where I am, and it is a combined adult and children hospital. And he's in his 1st year of residency, and he has applied to 5 PhD programs in the hopes of starting a PhD program this fall. Damaris is a 6th grader. She goes to a public charter college prep school, and is brilliant. And that's not just mommy talking. So smart, reads at a college level, is just beyond brilliant. I homeschooled her for 4.5 years, and then she's been in public school for almost 2 years now. I wrote myself a list, which is not uncommon. I always have lists going because I didn't want to forget what some of the stuff I wanted to talk about. If you read my blog at all or follow me on Twitter or know me in real life, you know that I currently am dealing with a health problem called fibromyalgia. I'll talk a little bit more maybe in my next video about what fibromyalgia is. I will tell you this, there is no cure for it. They just treat the symptoms. Every person that has fibromyalgia, it's different. So the symptoms that I might have are not necessarily the symptoms my mother has, not necessarily the symptoms my coworker has, etc., etc. It's primarily in women, but there are men with fibromyalgia as well. I'm not really a stranger to health problems. I've not ever really had very good health. I suffered from asthma as a child. I've got a disease called polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is the causes of our 3 miscarriages. But also it causes a gazillion other problems. I'm insulin resistant. I have to take diabetic medication. And I actually ended up having 2 surgeries last late spring, early summer, that were part of that polycystic ovarian syndrome disease. I've got hypothyroidism and have had that, I guess, a little over 13 years now. I was diagnosed shortly after Russ and I got married. I have had Bell's palsy and continue to have relapses at various points, which is kind of rare. But you'll notice my lip kind of slightly droops here. That's the side that I had the Bell's palsy on. When I'm really stressed or when I get a really bad migraine, a lot of times my eye will start closing and I can't tell my brain to make my eye open. I can manually lift my eyelid, but also my mouth starts to droop. So that's kind of just norm for me now, is to have this little bit of a mouth droop all the time. I've had my appendix removed. I've had my gallbladder removed. I had 2 benign masses removed from my breast, which was a scary time, looking at the possibility of cancer. As well, one of the surgeries I had last summer, they found polyps in my uterus, and that was very scary, waiting to find out if it was cancer, and thank the Lord it was benign. I've dealt with depression for a number of years. It really started after our first miscarriage, and then I had pretty bad postpartum depression after Damaris was born, and I still struggle with it. I'm on medication for it right now, which helps, but it can be a pretty tough thing to deal with. I think I said at some point in there that I have migraines, and I've had those probably about 7 or 8 years now. And then, of course, the fibromyalgia. I've got a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, but I know when I upload this, I'm limited to 10 minutes. So I think I might just stop there. And in my next video, maybe kind of talk about what fibromyalgia is, how I learned about it, my genetic link with it. My mother also has fibromyalgia, how mine started when I got my official diagnosis, kind of some things like that, and we'll kind of deal with that in the next video. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to talking to y'all again next time. Peace.